It's a brand new year, and it could be a brand new you. And so I thought it would be fitting to talk about the power of who.
Every moment is a teachable moment.
Before you go down the road of writing down all your goals for 2025, I think before you even start there, let's talk about who you identify as in your voiceover business. So, for example, the power of who. Who are you? For me, and this has evolved over years, and this doesn't have to be, set in stone. But for me, I've really evolved into what I consider to be an educator. And yes, I have a voiceover business, and I also have a podcast. But what truly brings me joy in who I identify myself with is an educator. And that can encompass multiple divisions of my company. So that could be my podcast. I'm a podcast host because I want to educate people within the industry. I want to share resources with the industry. And so therefore I have a podcast. And now identifying with the fact that I consider myself an educator, I am also a podcast host. So I identify with educator and podcast host. That educator has also led me to my VO Peeps group, which allowed me to bring in different guest directors once a month and host an online workout that brings education to the voiceover community. Again, stemming from the educator aspect of things. And then also, I also consider myself a voice actor, but what are the genres that I love to do? Well, because I'm an educator, I love e-learning, right? I love e-learning. I love corporate because I like the educational challenge, right? I love challenges too. The educational challenge of being able to tell a story for a company when the copy isn't necessarily obvious. Really sitting back and taking a look at who you are first before you go ahead and write down those goals can really help to establish where you can go. What is it that you truly enjoy? What do you feel really defines you? It's kind of like a personal brand, but in reality, it's even more in depth than just, oh, what's my brand, right? Because it can kind of be a broader concept, which then encompasses other parts of your voiceover business. So for example, educator encompasses e-learning narrator, encompasses also medical narrator because I educate in my medical narration scripts. The corporate aspect of things, right? I love the challenge. I love the educational challenge of telling a story. That makes me love to do corporate work. That makes me love to do commercial work too, because sometimes it is a challenge to figure out what is this commercial talking to and how can I engage with that potential client and sell them without appearing to sound salesy? And so there are a lot of different avenues that you can go once you really figure out who you are, the power of who, so that you can then now say, okay, I really love entertainment, right? I love to entertain. I love to make my friends laugh. And that could be, I feel like I could be funny. And so with that, maybe you have an aspiration to get into animation, right? Or get into any type of character work that can make the audience laugh, or maybe create some content on TikTok. And then that maybe causes attention to you and your voice and your brand. And then people want to hire you to do voice acting. So there's lots of different avenues you can go. And then you can start off your new year by saying, I know who I am. I know where I want to be. I know who I want to evolve into being. And again, it doesn't have to be one set thing in stone. You can have aspirations to evolve into an amazing video game actor. So it really, the possibilities are limitless, guys. For more business tips, make sure to check out my videos here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.